What's up, everybody? This is Kieran Reese, otherwise known as the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, the O.C.G, and hopefully I'm live. Hopefully I'm live with Outer Worlds, as they just released a huge update to hopefully fix the next-gen remaster of the game that was shitty at launch. Okay, I'm live. Let me...
Looks to me your lucky day, my friend.
Please power down your engines and prepare to be...
Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump.
Area 2 orbiting laboratory housing system. I reset my router and my modem, and it should be fine. I tested my internet repeatedly before going live.
Shit.
I tested my internet repeatedly before going live like 4 times, and I was averaging 30 megabytes a second for upload. For upload, that should be overkill. I could actually probably get away with doing a 4K stream if YouTube allowed it for 30 megabytes a second upload. So, should be fine.
You are wondering what's going on, eh? Bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck!
Like I said, I tested it 4 times. I was averaging 30 megabytes upload. That's overkill. Like that should be like 4K.
Ah, there you are. Now, where were we?
I mean, obviously
Yes.
YouTube doesn't allow 4K streaming, but I'm
His name
saying
is
I should be
Hawthorne,
fine.
and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry. I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are
It just sucks because I basically consider YouTube my job, especially since I'm a partner now. And when I have internet issues, it's getting in the way of my job. You know what I'm saying? So it pisses me off. And I've had a lot of drama in my life the last couple days.
You've landed good. Hawthorne should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. Oh well, no sense in letting his ship go to waste. Hawthorne won't mind you taking his ship.
I'd obviously like to know if it happens.
Forward, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go.
Yeah, see, there's already been a major improvement. In the original game, as soon as you were in any outdoors area in the remaster, it would immediately start chugging on the frame rate like it was bad. It really botched the remastered frame rate. It's already better. That's the thing. The game looked a lot better than the original, but it's not worth it if it now runs like shit. So if the performance keeps holding up, because already it would be lagging like before, but if the performance keeps holding up, then this will finally be the definitive version of the game instead of a side grade. You get better visuals, you get shit performance. I mean, even the remaster. The game was never a looker. It was made on a modest budget. But it's kind of funny how that wound up working. Because they were with Bethesda, and then Obsidian left Bethesda because they were tired of the corporate shit, so they made this game on their own. And that's why this game was made with a very modest budget, because it was made on their own. They basically self-made this game, and then this game led to them being acquired by Microsoft. And apparently, it's kind of a thing about how you have to be careful. Just kind of looking around right now, just testing it. You have to be careful because when they made this game, it was an unexpected success. It was an unexpected success, especially because it was made on a very modest budget. I actually think it sold like 3-4 million copies, which for a game made on a very tiny budget, it was actually a huge money invested to money earned ratio. But then I heard The Outer Worlds 2 didn't do very well financially, even though I've heard people like the game. But then again, that was according to Microsoft, and Microsoft could have expected it to be like Skyrim numbers and be disappointed by that when anyone will tell you this is always going to be more of a niche thing. It wasn't going to be the next fucking Skyrim, so. But either way, I don't think they're going to do an Outer Worlds 3, which is sad. But that's how it goes. So it's like you had your first game under budget, or low budget, and it did surprisingly well, and then your second game had a bigger budget, and it did under expectations. Sad how it works sometimes. But I figured I originally liked the game, and I got it. I played it at launch, and I liked it because, like I said, it wasn't going to win awards. It was just a really solid RPG. And this was like 2019. This came out at the time that this game came out. There wasn't a lot of good old school RPGs like this. You know what I mean? Where you make a character, create them, do a class. So at the time, I think that's one of the reasons why it sold so well when it came out, was because people wanted an old fashioned RPG like this, where it was, you know, role playing, real upping the role playing, and making a character, dialogue trees. So I got it at launch because I liked it, you know, and I was excited for the next gen remaster. Because they did DLCs for this, and the last DLC they did for this, they did like 3 years after launch. It's called Murder on Eridanos, I believe, and I heard rave reviews about the DLC. Like, people were saying it was better than the base game. Like, that DLC was fucking awesome. And I'm like, okay, right around that time, they were going to do the next-gen version, because they had just been purchased by Microsoft. And then the company, like I said, Obsidian made the original game, and Private Division published it. And then Microsoft bought Obsidian, and they kept the rights to Outer Worlds. Microsoft got the rights to Outer Worlds. But what they didn't have the publishing rights to the original game or a remaster. So it seemed like the Private Division, just in one last attempt to get money from it, did a remaster. Because they still had the ability to make a remaster for the first game and did it. Obsidian actually didn't do the remaster. Virtuos did. And Virtuos typically does a good job. They're the ones that remade Metal Gear Solid Delta, by the way, that you're currently playing. And they also did the Oblivion remake, which had some issues, but all of the Elder Scrolls games are janky, so it having some issues didn't bother me. But I genuinely like Virtual Studio shit. They also did the Witcher 3 next-gen upgrade, and that was a really good upgrade. But it seems like for this game, they weren't given a lot of time or money, so that's why it was kind of eh. And people blame Virtuos, but it was not Virtuos. It was, you know, Virtuos is a tiny studio, and they work for contract. They work with the money they're given, so... But I was surprised when Obsidian themselves like, okay, we're going to come back in and we're going to fix this. Which I guess it's because they felt bad that most people would buy the new version and they would get a shitty version. You know what I mean? So even though technically they didn't do the remaster that had problems, it was still looking bad on them. So I guess that's why they took it upon themselves to fix it. And so far it's already operating way better. Like, literally, in the original game, on the remaster, just this area here with nothing going on, no enemies, was chugging. And obviously this game's not pushing graphical boundaries, and nothing's even going on here. There's not even any enemies. So already, as soon as you land on the planet and start playing the game, you're like, oh no, the frame rate's really bad. And then anytime you get into a firefight, the frame rate would fucking plummet. It's bad in an FPS. So, and I got the remaster because I was excited for it, and it looked really good. And it was only a $10 upgrade fee. I don't care. And they put a lot of work into the remastered assets and stuff. If you compare it to the original game, if you never played it, it actually is an improvement. But the frame rate was just terrible, and I put it down and hoped it would patch it, and they just never did. And then I saw the notification, so I basically came into this with the hope, hey, maybe they'll fix it. And if they do, then okay. If not, then I just be out $10. Yeah, you were basically part of this colony ship supposed to come to the galaxy when they first did it. They first made these galaxy, the corporation Halcyon. So you were part of Halcyon's hope, and your ship was accidentally fucked up and stuck in hyperspace for an extra 75 years.
Now, you've been frozen for a while.
And you were woken up, but you being frozen gave you time dilation, so it's basically the in-universe explanation for slow-mo.
Hey, you, come here. You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, wow, that stings. We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take him. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters. Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you one. Hope you don't mind me omitting this little exchange from my report. Spacer's Choice doesn't like us accepting outside help. Gibbering, flesh-eating, law-breaking, unemployed lunatics with guns. Some hullhead grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh?
And this whole thing is set like an office comedy. Like, it's like if a corporation like Walmart owned a galaxy, and everybody is fucking miserable under the office, and the corporate that didn't do anything, like, so the whole thing is like bleak office humor, but in the galaxy, it's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. Here, you can have my saber too, for patching me up and all. All Spacer's Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's Choice. Yes, nailed it that time. You hit your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's Choice community. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. Be sure to stop by our provisioners for a can of our famous salt tuna.
See, everybody's literally forced to do this corporate rhetoric shit.
The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new drug? Are you with Auntie Cleo or something? Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but I'm not allowed to fraternize with Cleo workers. Company policy.
Damn it, my ears! Oh, what just happened? Can you hear me? What in the... This...
Okay, where did that Marauder I kill go? Nope. Oh yeah, they added grenades. I forgot about that. The original game didn't have grenades. And then they added grenades in Outer Worlds 2, and then brought it back to the first game. Yeah, see, just coming out to this clearing with the ship used to be a stress test because the frame rate would plummet. You would be playing it in 60 FPS mode and it would be like 30 FPS a second just to see the ship. It was, like I said, it was terribly optimized. Unfortunately, this uses the PS5's base default save. I fucking, ever since the PS3 made the default save thing, I fucking hate it, honestly.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder.
Points available 10, sweet. Toughness, 50% base health. Wow, that's actually a really good perk. 20% vendor prices, 50% XP from companion kills, 25% tactical time dilation meter max, 25% damage when alone in party, unlock the ability to fast travel while encumbered, 50% tactical time dilation recharge rate, 25% walk speed. That's actually 20% sprint speed. Increase your maximum carrying capacity. Oh, that's actually very good. And a game like this, you need storage space.
Intruders are not authorized to access the Unreliable's amenities, including the cargo hold's workbench. Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion.
I think it's hilarious. Explain how your character has a canon name.
I detect an elevated heart rate, indicating dishonesty. Please prepare yourself for lethal deterrence. Jettison procedures initiated. Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to eject all bound parties in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You realize we're on the ground, right?
You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment. This vessel is the registered property of Captain Alex Hawthorne. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne. I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand?
So, your character can be whatever name you want. But the computer can only take people from you, orders from Hawthorne, but he's dead. So the loophole is if she considers you Hawthorne, she can take orders from you. So technically, people, a lot of games like this are like, what's the canon name of the character? And they have to come up with a reason, and there's a whole thing, But in this game, no, you go by the name Alex Hawthorne. Or just Hawthorne. So, right away they give you an in-canon name. So people who refer to the in-game character have a way to refer to him. Which I'm glad they started doing in games that have multiple, names, giving you another name. In Skyrim, you're the Dovahkiin, or the Dragonborn. It's one of the other. I mean, the Dovahkiin is usually, Dragonborn. In Morrowind, you're the Neverine. What is your character called in Oblivion? I have to look that up. It's been a while. In Fallout 4, you're the Sole Survivor. Fallout 3, you're the Lone Wanderer. I get it. You need to be Captain Hawthorne or you can't fly.
Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain intact. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced.
I doubt I'll find a part like that just sitting in a garage.
Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable...
Yeah, the first major arc is getting a power cell for your ship.
High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new Captain's Identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand?
Captain Hawthorne of the Unreliable, I like it.
Thank you. I appreciate your cooperation. Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time. What can I do for you, Captain? Goodbye.
And in her case, her current captain is dead, so it's either you or Marauders.
If your equipment is in need of repair or modification, the Crux 2000 workbench is at your disposal, Captain.
Nice.
Everything on the Unreliable belongs to you now, Captain. Help yourself. No, really. The ship's engines cannot be powered until a replacement regulator has been properly installed. Want to be a brand new you? Try out our respecification machine. Alex installed it himself, right before he died. Due to catastrophic power failure, all doors will remain on security lockdown. These are the crew's quarters. Alex preferred to travel alone, but he always had me.
Shotgun, nice. Oh shit, a light assault rifle. Fuck yeah. Now we're playing with a full deck.
Say, this wouldn't happen to be your ship, would it? Because it started making a bit of a clamor after you went in. Scared the marauders right off. And if this ship is yours, well, mister, you owe Spacer's Choice a hefty fine. Afraid we gotta dock your pay.
Attack. Do you take down payments in wanton violence? I'm not gonna do that, but that's funny. You got it all wrong. I'm a Starship Safety Inspector.
Oh, by the law. I'm so sorry. I had no idea we had an inspector coming. If you'd like to speak with my manager, I'd report to Constable Reyes in Edgewater. Edgewater's not too far. Just follow the road east of here, over past the cemetery. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to inspect the crime scene before I make my report.
Looks like a bandit over there. Yep. Yep, it killed an innocent dude. I guess that's what marauders do. So much for the safety in the colony, though. Oh, I feel bad for them if they weren't fucking killing, raping assholes. And this game isn't gonna wow anyone's socks off technically, but it does have a nice art style. I thought this game had a photo mode. Hold on. I'm pretty sure it does. Nope. That's lame. Yeah, this game is, I would say it's wide linear. It's not exactly open world. Like you can see, this map is not exactly huge, but it's not super linear either. So they're making the game on a modest budget. And it's a series of planets that are big, but not insanely big. Which is fine, you don't have to have massive maps.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend. You talk too pretty for a marauder. Most of them just grunt and yell. Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices.
Do they pay you to chat with strangers?
I am employed by the Retirement Department of Spacer's Choice. That's fancy talk for working in the cemetery. Name's Silas, junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family.
Junior in humor, fancy title for a gravedigger.
Hey, I earned that fancy title. Started off a lowly junior gravesite builder, then junior interment engineer. Oh, and I was a junior burial assistant for a time.
You seem pretty old to be a junior anything.
The rate I've been working, I'm bound to earn a promotion. Must be about 50, 60 burials away from associate in humor.
Who do I talk to about a power regulator?
Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer?
Depends on the work. You offer me a job?
Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites. We rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see.
You're making people pay for their own graves?
Company policy. If it was up to me, I'd put the whole town 10 feet under, free of charge.
Why can't you collect these fees yourself?
Quotas, mostly. Got a backlog of graves to fill. Bodies won't bury themselves, you know.
I'll collect your fees for you.
4 workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little.
Why is Abernathy a special case?
He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up.
Where can I find these people?
Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad. Yeah?
How long have you been a junior in humor, gravedigger, whatever?
Hang on, I'm doing some math in my head. 20, 30, carry the 1... all my life? Work's been real good to me. Fresh air, exercise. Only problem's the paperwork. Can't get anybody to pay their gravesite fees.
You with a lot of people in Marauders?
Former people, yeah. Marauders been raiding my graves, you see. Hence the armed guards.
What do they have to loot?
Oh no. They are after the most precious loot of all. Spacer's Choice Company property. If those Marauders swipe any more bodies out of my cemetery, company's gonna dock my pay.
This town must be in pretty bad shape if it's keeping you employed.
You could look at it that way, I suppose. You could look at us and say, those Edgewater saps lost near every soul to plague.
That's good.
But you'd be wrong.
I don't know if you're talking about the internet or the game.
Loyal company folk, brave in the wilds.
You're not worried about falling sick?
Every now and again, a virulent plague sweeps through our town. That's life on the frontier, I suppose. A body grows accustomed.
I'm probably not going to do the quest to extort people for their graveyard. That's what I'm saying. They don't even own their fucking graves, man. The office does. It makes them pay for the right to be buried on the planet. This is like a corporate hell, if that hell expanded to a fucking planet. And it's just hilarious, bleak humor.
Keep your distance, friend. Sick house is no place for a traveler.
Okay.
If you're falling sick, I don't want you near me.
Don't worry. I wouldn't do that to you.
Cantina. Food, smoked beer. Yeah, it's running at a good frame rate, like I said.
I'm sorry.
If you played it in performance mode, it would keep dropping down to like 30 FPS, even when shit wasn't going on. And if you played it in quality mode, it would dip under 30, so there was just no solid way to play it. Oh, there's a church. Oh, it's a general store. Sweet.
It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice. And before you ask, I'm all out of deluxe salt tuna. All I've got is gourmet.
I need to fix the ship. You know I can find parts.
You ought to go have a talk with the boss, Reed Thompson.
And Reed Thompson is actually played by a voice actor I really like. His name is Aaron DePaul. His name is Aaron DePaul, and he played Arden in Final Fantasy 15, and ever since then I've really respected him. I mean, he's done a bunch of works too, but he has a very distinct voice. Hold on, let me check my... I make a point of remembering voice actors that I like, because I think that video game voice actors, don't get enough recognition. In my opinion, they're every bit as good as Hollywood voice actors, but they get 5% of the credit that Hollywood voice actors do. Games are now outgrossing movies, and games are typically now more work. Like, it used to be a day when it was less work to do a game because you'd be game stories and games weren't as extensive as they are now, and you'd be just doing voice work. But now they actually get you fucking mocapped up, put on a suit, and actually act out the fucking role. So it's every bit as intensive as a movie shoot. And on top of that, now games are huge and have long stories. So, like Red Dead Redemption 2, that game has like a more story than 10 movies. Like, Roger Clark plays Arthur Morgan. He had to do like 5 years of mocap. Keep going back, like he has like over 500,000 lines. So it's to the point now where not only is it up to a movie, most of the time they're doing more work than with a movie. A movie shoot is a couple weeks. I'm sorry, Darren DePaul. Aaron, my bad. And he's done Uh, Dr. Samuel Hayden in Doom and Doom Eternal, which he's a major character in that. J. Jonah Jameson in the Spider-Man games, which he was hilarious. Let me see, hold on. A bunch of roles in Warcraft. The main villain of Final Fantasy 16, Arden. But did a bunch of roles in Psychonauts. Played a bunch of Nazgul in Middle-earth, Shadow of War. He played a bunch of roles in Spiral Reignited Trilogy, Nestor, Boris, Sicebrun, Roscoe, Rubba. So a bunch of the dragons in that. He was in Darksiders 3. He played NPCs in Red Dead Redemption 2. He played the Owl in Sekiro. So one of the main characters in Sekiro. And obviously, like I just said, he plays Reed Thompson in this game. He played, and he was one of the main villains in Halo Infinite. He was in Call of Duty. He was, if you played the new Saints Row, he plays Atticus Marshall. So yeah, he's a very great voice actor. He's a very distinct voice. And he did a great job with J. Jonah Jameson in the Insomniac Spider-Man games, even though he doesn't have a lot of screen time. Hold on, let me check the chat again. It keeps repeating the old chat. Okay, just making sure. Oh, I can set it. Oh, that's cool. I can set a goal for super chats on them, partner. I'm not going to do that right now, but it's cool to know that I can.
Go right ahead.
What's your take on this place?
What, you mean Edgewater? That's a peculiar question. This a test? Am I being tested right now? It's, fine and dandy. Couldn't be happier. Wouldn't want to spend my life working anywhere else. Prettiest little town on Terra 2.
The blister on my ass is prettier than Edgewater. Telling yourself that won't make it true. I'm glad you're so optimistic.
Do us both a favor and don't try to prove your point. I don't get paid for banter. Was there something you needed? Go right ahead.
Anyone I should watch out for?
Other than yourself? Definitely the vicar. Don't get me wrong. He seems a decent man, cut from church cloth, knows his scriptures. But there's something about him that bothers me. Like he's not one of us. Sometimes I suspect he doesn't even want to be here.
So about this plague that's supposed to be going around.
Plague? I don't know anything about a plague. We are
Dude, the steakhouse was 5 feet down the road. Are you done being delusional or should I wait?
I take umbrage with your choice of phrase. We ain't sick, we're rugged. Some of us who get sick are liable to exaggerate the conditions of that sickness. But the fact is, if you work hard, you have got no cause to worry.
Yeah, Spacer's Choice obviously cares about its family.
Spacer's Choice is built on love. And like any real love, it is cold and tough when needs must. Medical treatment is commensurate with our value to society. Spacer's Choice will dispense medicine for the indispensable worker. Natural selection at work.
And if you don't work hard enough,
then the hand of medical science will not grace you with its touch. And you must recover on the virtue of your own grit. Listen, you mind if we talk about something else? Rambling about company policy gets me feeling all lightheaded. Go right ahead. Work your jaw on some Spacer's Chaw. Music to my ears.
I have 396 bits, so not a whole lot, but I don't need a whole lot. He's got a revolver. A light machine gun, oh wow. Hammer. Trip blade. I don't really have a whole lot of money right now, so... He sells melee mods, that's cool. I will wait until I have more money, because I've got very little.
If you're falling sick, I don't want you near me.
Don't worry.
And see, that is a problem with the PlayStation streaming, for sure. It keeps repeating the same fucking chat on the screen. It's only fucking YouTube. It's only YouTube on PS5 that I've ever had problems with it doing that. And I don't know why. It seemingly happens at fucking random.
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs. Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness.
So your haircuts usually come with free lectures? Intimidate 5. I can show you my hands.
We don't believe in free anything here in Edgewater. We're a Spacer's Choice company. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment.
Well, you know what? I think I might actually get the money from him. Because he's a dick. He's just like, don't touch anything, you're dirty. You know? Be clean, and you know? Plus, I mean, this is a fucking, like, miner's town. Out here in the middle of nowhere. Do you think they just have access to good hygiene when they don't even have proper fucking medicine? Being a douche. Prepare my remains for what?
Burial. In the unfortunate event of a fatality. It's what a barber does. We make you presentable.
Speaking of burial, Silas sent me to collect your fees. Well, wait.
Go ahead.
You seem pretty enthusiastic about this place.
Edgewater has been good to me. I consider myself privileged to work here. I am never wanting for work, not since the plague started.
What do you know about this plague?
The plague's come at us with a vengeance this year. Lost 6 workers in as many months. I wouldn't call them good workers, mind you. If they were any good, they'd have been treated. Still, it is a shame.
What are the symptoms?
Fever, chills, fatigue, aching, vomiting, an excess of phlegm, a tendency towards belly aching.
What you're describing sounds a lot like a flu.
Whatever it may be, I have developed my own palliative. Boiled canid liver and a splash of ethanol.
Ethanol? Oh my god. Why don't you treat all your workers?
Company policy, friend. We don't have enough medicine to treat all of us, so we treat the best among us.
Whose idea was that?
Mr. Thompson's brainchild. Have you met him yet? Thoughtful-looking fellow, stares out of his office most hours.
Why would somebody collect your dues?
Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions.
You mean you broke?
As broke as pie crust, friend. Bitless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch.
You have a very loose definition of the word prosperity.
Edgewater is built on the discipline and sacrifice of its people. Say what you will about our town, but we all pull together. Tell Silas I can't afford to pay, and that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies.
Just give Silas an IOU. Hang on, medical rights?
Some time ago, I fell ill with the plague. By the grace of the law, and through my own hard work, I'd proven worthy of treatment. Frankly, I don't imagine I'll earn that right a second time. The barber work hasn't been profitable, you see. I've had to keep this old place running with my own savings. Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions.
I'll let you know if I think of anything.
Much obliged.
Okay, so I take it back. He's not as much of a douche as I thought. Just made a really bad first impression. Lecturing people that have no way to keep clean about being clean is douchey. Especially when they come to you for help.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. I'm fine, Mr. Thompson. Never been healthier.
Wish we had some better rations.
The way it goes, I suppose.
That's the sheriff.
Hey, you hear about Wilson?
Heard Marauders got in.
Just between us, Wilson deserted. Lost his nerve. Ran off in the thick of night.
You kidding? Damn. Always thought he was made of certain stuff.
I think he was plagued. Guess he didn't want to die in the sick house.
Plague? Ah, shit. I had some of his soul tuna.
You moron.
Miss Holcomb, I need you to explain this. The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's technical.
Don't apologize. Just try using small words for...
And that's Ashley Thompson. No, I'm sorry, what's her name? Ashley Birch. Ashley Birch, the chick who plays Alloy in Horizon, and Tiny Tina in the Borderlands games. She plays Parvati.
The can's bust open in the oven because she's set to cook saltuna, which isn't what we've got. Mr. Thompson? I think there's someone here to see you.
Focus, Miss Holcomb. You and I are still talking. Let's start over. Walk me through the process. Show me where it's going awry.
Well, sure. It's mostly on account of what we're feeding into the mechanism.
It puts food in cans. We have food, we have cans. Why won't it work like we need?
She's expecting saltuna of a certain size. We're filling the cans with, well, not fish.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself.
Are you Reed? I was told I should talk to you.
I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform.
I don't work for Spacer's Choice.
Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
My ship needs repairs. I'm looking for a power regulator.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process.
Frying yourself?
Oh, yes. Saw someone put his hands on a regulator while the power was running. His legs were still twitching when we buried him. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
When you say mostly abandoned, what do you mean?
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
You mean marauders? Marauders aren't people. It's funny. I don't think these people will take kindly losing their power.
No, I do not imagine they will be pleased. But like a parent disciplining an unruly child, you will be doing them a kindness. The people living in the botanical labs, they're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
Why?
Edgewater is struggling. We haven't hit our production quota in years. If we don't meet our quotas this year, the company might shut us down for good. I need those workers back at their stations.
I've seen Edgewater. I don't blame these workers for walking out. How can I help?
My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back.
You can side with her, Thompson, or Adelaide. How will I recognize Adelaide?
Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership.
What if Adelaide doesn't want to come back?
That is not a hypothetical I enjoy entertaining. We need Adelaide back. Nonetheless, I will settle for the return of her followers. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
All right, Reed, I'll see what I can do to help you.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew. I could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you.
She's the first companion.
You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
Fucking anxiety. And this is one of the parts of the game that I do think is kind of is you get Parvati to join you, and she's well voiced. She's a good character. Like I said, she's voiced by Ashley Birch. But the problem is, she's asexual, and that's whatever. I don't give a fuck. I don't think asexual needs to be a thing. I'm liking it so far. It's running good. But asexual, I don't even think really needs to be a thing. I don't think asexual needs a flag or an identity like being gay or whatever. Because it's just not being interested. It doesn't seem like something you need to talk about. You know what I mean? Like, if I didn't want to have sex at all, I would just keep that to myself. You know what I mean? Like, either way. But Parvati comes out to you as asexual, and the writer of this game was asexual, which, okay. And you cannot respond negatively to her coming out to you as asexual. And I guess that's because the writer of this game didn't want to get in trouble or whatever. But to me, I just find that fucking ridiculous. First of all, I don't like the writer of a game inserting themselves into it, like fan fiction. Second of all, this is a game where you can literally be a murderous fucking bastard. You literally can join the corporations and mow down people that oppose you and just kill people wantonly, indiscriminately. You can be a fucking murderous lunatic in this game if you want to. But we can't say anything negative, somebody who's being asexual. Although I will say it irks me, because it's like directly somebody using the story as a self-insert. But I will say that's the only part of the story that really bothers me, because the rest of it doesn't really upset me. The writing in this game is good. It's witty, it's funny, there's lots of branching paths that matter, the choices you make in this game actually matter. So, like, I can side with this guy or I can side with Adelaide, and it permanently changes the story going forward. So, you know, like, the actual writing for the most part is good. I just... Like I said, I don't like when people self-insert into the writing. You write what you know, and it's one thing to have characters that are inspired by parts of you, but it's another thing to just self-insert. And I just think it's silly. It's like, bro, I can kill everyone in this town, but I can't say boo to somebody being asexual? I mean, I never would. I don't care. That's my whole thing. If somebody came to me and told me asexual, I'd be like, that's cool. That would be the end of the conversation. I don't fucking care. Like, what somebody does in their bedroom, being gay, being straight, being asexual, you know, being high, being bi, I don't care. I don't talk about my sex life either. I never have. Now, you know, some dudes will, like, brag about their sex life with their buddies. I don't do that. I've never done that. I literally... You can ask anytime I've had friends try to ask me, did you sleep with that chick? And be like, it's none of your business. I don't talk about my private life, my bedroom life with friends. I've had guy friends I've had for years, and if they ask me, like, you know, what is your sex life like? Or what did you bang her? I would be like, it's none of your fucking business. I don't talk about my sex life at all. So for my opinion, it's just like, okay, you're asexual, keep that shit to yourself. You don't need to be sitting here, I'm asexual. Like, they have a flag and shit for it. I just think that's stupid. Like I said, I mean, you're free to do what you want to do. Or not do, in this case. But it just seems to me like waving around a flag saying, I don't want to have sex with people. I don't want to have sex with people. It's silly. But whatever. Strike Company.
Great. I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you. And thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
But ultimately, it's not a deal breaker. Like I said, it's that one part of her character that's kind of forced. The rest of the writing in this game is great, so I'm not going to let one thing that I think be hinky get me from the rest of the game. Some people really would just, oh, this happened, I wouldn't do it. It's the sum of the whole.
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office. Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. Got a sec? Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale.
Figures reading and attacking strike me as the most honest soul. This is about the deserters, so what's the other side of it?
To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left.
I can't blame anybody for wanting to leave. This town's got issues.
Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is.
Where would I find him?
The mission's on the east side of town. You can't miss it, on account of it being the only clean thing.
What do we need to talk to Vic about? Flipping and switching your power mill?
About if what Mr. Thompson proposes to do is upright. Leaving Miss McDevitt's folk to their fate. They're neighbors. Kin. And maybe he can think of something else to try. Something we ain't. He used to go walking outside town. Maybe he found something that'll help. It's just an idea. That's all.
I also love this game because it pissed off the Scientologists. I think Scientologists are a bunch of fucking bitches. Normally, I don't have a problem with anybody's religion because I personally believe that what you believe, as long as it doesn't hurt, is fine. I don't care what the fuck you believe. You could believe in the giant sky cookie and I wouldn't care. But Scientology is fucking demented and perverted and it hurts people. Like, if you see the shit that Scientology does to its members, they basically fucking torture their members. Put them through harsh regulations, take a shit ton of their income. Like, it's a fucking evil cult. And this game actually got in trouble with the Scientologists because there's actually the church faction that the Vicar works at is actually inspired by and makes fun of Scientology. And obviously they couldn't take that. They really don't respond well to people mocking them. It's the same thing in Dead Space. If you've ever played Dead Space, the Church of, I think they call it Theology in Dead Space, Rheumatology, something like that, is the whole, it turns out like the whole big fucking enemy in Dead Space that's orchestrating all this shit are Scientologists, like a parody of Scientologists. And they fucking hated that. And honestly, the whole basis of Scientology is a fucking lie. L. Ron Hubbard, the guy who came up with Scientology, literally just wanted, he was found in letters talking about how he wanted to be considered a religious organization, so he could get tax write-offs for his business and shit. So he kept going back to him, and doing it until they let him. So basically, he started this whole fucking Cobalt fucking asteroid humanity, prior memory fucking shit, just to get tax write-offs.
Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
See, you can literally be a huge fucking douche and shut off an entire town's power supply and leave people to die. But, oh my god! You can't not respond positively to somebody being asexual. Do you see what I mean? Like, so, murder is fine. Wanton murder and destruction, cool.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
And that's what I'm saying, like, in other cases, like in Skyrim, you talk to a Talos worshiper and be like, fuck you, fuck your religion. See the way it looks, OSI.
Hey there, Mary. Don't see you around here too often.
Oh, I just came to talk to the vicar is all.
It's directly inspired by Scientology.
What have you got to confess? You ain't thinking of deserting, are you?
What? No. And I resent the accusation.
Wasn't nothing but a question. Do excuse me.
I must be on my way. Verity to you.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max, if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling, this season's tossball predictions, the quickest way out of town.
How did you know I'm an outsider?
Not to put too fine a point on it, but your choice of wardrobe is not precisely common hereabouts. Also, you lack the distinctive worker gaze. Usually either a deadening behind the eyes, or in some rare cases, a wild-eyed frenzy, like a trapped animal. Pretty universal here, except for Ms. Holcomb. who, for some reason, doesn't seem to have much to say to me. Isn't that right?
It's just... there's more to it all than numbers. Sorry.
Maybe it's because you're so dismissive. Quite inappropriate for Vicar, isn't it?
Oh, nothing could be further from the truth. I'm simply bemoaning the level of spiritual awareness in this town.
That's gotta be tough.
Yes. Yes, it is. But it's my job, and I take it very seriously. I must double my efforts to elevate my flock. These are good, hard-working people here.
What sort of spiritual advice do you offer here?
They who are not satisfied with their work are satisfied with nothing. No. How about, work fortifies the spirit. True exhaustion awaits idle hands.
I was actually asking what your religion was all about.
The OSI teaches that the Grand Architect set a perfect system in motion at the beginning of time. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in that grand
Let me guess,
plan.
the role in the grand plan is working yourself to death. What does OSI stand for?
The Order of Scientific Inquiry.
Scientism.
Scientism.
Scientism. Kind of on the nose. How do you talk to... See what I mean? You'd be like, OSI, scientism, not very religious sounding. You sure you didn't just make all this up? So for him, you could just be outright, fuck your religion. But, oh, I'm bisexual, you can't criticize me. You see what I mean? It's fake. A role-playing game means you get to role-play, and if you want to be a fucking asshole, you should let it. Like, I could choose to kill somebody, and, you know...
You don't talk to the Grand Architect. Once the universe was set in motion, it stepped back. It has no concern for us.
Well, terrific. Does sound like a very motivational religious philosophy, what's it aspired to? So what's your part in all this besides counseling people?
We will eventually decode the plan and all its intricacies. Once we are able to deduce the properties of every particle in the universe and its trajectory, we will know everything. The future, the past, each person's place within the plan, all will be laid out before us, removing struggle and bringing peace. No one will ever need question their path again. Some even believe this ultimate knowledge will unlock mankind's true potential, and we will all become akin to grand architects ourselves, after a fashion.
Really, how does that work? Tell me more.
Well, first there's the matter of the secret blood rites and animal sacrifices. I'm kidding. Seriously, though, to truly understand the metaphysics involved takes years of study and contemplation.
Sorry, my OCD being a whore. Give me a second. God in heaven, by which I mean I gotta do my OCD ritual. God in heaven, by which I mean God in heaven, and only God in heaven. I go sing original, God in heaven, Jesus. Sorry, let me start over. God in heaven, by which I mean God in heaven, and only God in heaven. I go sing original, God in Jesus. This is my words, intentions, my thoughts. Move for favors. One, please forgive me for being sins of deals. Oh, the strength, person do sins of deals, and please bring down the much of dead end. Two, please be sure. What do you want to talk to you about what Reed asked us to do?
What? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do?
Cut off the power to Adelaide's deserters.
Depriving them of safety from the marauders and wildlife. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk.
What do you think of Adelaide's group, Vicar?
They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice?
So what do you advise?
Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold.
Is that even possible?
Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume.
Why is that?
One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book.
Why would Vicar be after a banned heretical book?
I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption.
I'll need to know a little bit more about this book before I agree to this.
It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? It is not only a beautiful relic of a bygone time, it's also the thoughts of an early thinker on the nature of man's place in the cosmos. Not many in this colony could understand its true value, should they ever read it.
I'll look for your book.
Thank you. If you retrieve it, you can always find me here.
I'm gonna do this first. The manual, because Vicar Max actually joined you. And it's lower stakes. The main quest for this region has permanent consequences. Like, who you side with decimates one of the other communities. Bugs. Actually, let me try the grenades. Y'all dead? Okay. Fucking anxiety is getting the better of me. Olive. Nice. I just got the letter today. Court ordered me to relocate to the Edgewater Cannery effective immediately. It's a shame. I was really looking forward to running my own gift shop at the community center. Selling rare memorabilia, but scripture tells us that all things happen for a reason. Work fortifies the spirit and all. As for my book collection, I can't bear to part with it. Don't want these books moldering in some contraband locker, so I stashed them all away in a cove over by the river. Oh, sweet. Level 3! I'll spend 5 points on melee because that's my lowest rated skill, and then there we go. That also gives me the ability to dodge forward. It's almost like a double jump. Whee! Oh shit, more bandits. But no, I hate the default Sony UI, for saving. Not only is it just generic and tasteless, I much prefer when games make their own custom saving UI. But it also, every time I do it, it's hard-coded to cut my camera and cut the feed of the game, so it's just really annoying for streaming. Oh, cut off his leg, okay. Well, you can typically get this game for really cheap now, and they made it so if you buy the game and the DLC, you get the upgrade to the next gen version for free. It used to be a $10 upgrade fee. Now it's free. That's one of the things Obsidian did. And plus, before the upgrade used to have awful performance, now it's been rock solid. Obviously, I won't tell until I play the whole game, but like I said, originally, walking around the town, any firefights, just stepping outside your foot caused massive performance drops. So, already, the performance is massively improved over the original remaster. I have yet to see it dip at all since the patch, so I would say it's good now. I don't think they would improve all this and then not improve the rest of it. So, while I can't speak on the whole game, I would say I think they fixed it. So, now it's a free upgrade. So, you can typically get the base game for pretty cheap and then get the DLC for usually cheap. Like, you probably get the base game and the DLC for $20. I have a PS4 copy of this, the disc, that I got for $10 back in the day. Prices may have gone up, but I don't think by that much, because there's not like a huge demand for this. So you could get the next-gen version for pretty cheap. And the DLCs are pretty substantial, actually. And like I said, even with the remaster, which greatly improves like the volcano in the distance, the skybox, this is still not what I would call a looker. I mean, this game came out in 2019. This game didn't even look amazing for 2019. But like I said, it was made by a small studio on a budget when Obsidian was indie. So, it's also worth noting expectations. This is not open world in the sense that other games like New Vegas is. Like, you see, this place right here, this map that you're seeing, there's about 3 or 4 maps that are this size. So, some people are disappointed because they expected it to be like Fallout New Vegas. Even though they told people that it wasn't going to be massively open world, so you think people would have listened. But, so, you're getting a couple of planets that are this size. And then the DLC has one really big area, Murder on Eridanos, and that's one of the people liked it because it's like 3 or 4 planets put together. But this is the average size. It's not linear per se, but it's not massive open world. It's like little sandboxes, 3 or 4 of them. So if you go into it expecting it to be low budget, expecting the graphics to be just decent, I mean, it has a good art direction, I think, but it's not going to win any awards, then you'll have a good time. I think the shooting is fun. It's not going to... Once again, the shooting is not going to win any awards, but it's fun. And you compare it to Fallout New Vegas, which was the last shooter this company did, and this makes Fallout New Vegas look like baby's first shooter. Although, in all fairness, Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, the actual base gunplay in those games are fucking ass. So, that's not a high bar to clear, but, you know. So, I'm just saying, if you manage your expectations, it's good. This was... I think Obsidian had like maybe 20 people when they made this game. They had just left Bethesda because they were tired of Bethesda's bullshit, and they were trying to make a game that they themselves funded. So they couldn't go crazy, but they had their typical Bethesda flavor. So if you go into it thinking of a low-budget RPG that has a lot of charm, then you'll be happy. And I like it. But I went into it with the right expectations. I knew the situation with the budget. I knew that it wasn't going to be massive open world. Other people went into this expecting it to be Fallout New Vegas 2.0 and were pissed off. So I think if you manage your expectations, that you'll have a good time. It's just a really decent RPG, old-schooly RPG, with a lot of heart. And that's the most important thing for me in a game, is having that heart. You can make the mechanics better, you can make the graphics better, but you can't really replace heart if it's not there. So, for me personally, I like the game. And I like its bleak, sarcastic humor. That's my, that's my type of humor. Bleak sarcasm. So for me, it tickled me. But it's not for everybody. It's some people don't like sarcasm in the, that way, so your mileage may vary, but I think the game is hilarious. Like I said, you talk to this guy with the moon head on, for Spacer's Choice, and he's literally sitting there and he's giving up on life, and it's one of the funniest conversations in any game I've ever played. Because you're sitting there and he's like, yeah, Spacer's Choice is the best. And you can tell him, I want to join Spacer's Choice, and he's like, don't do that. Don't say that. Never say that. And he's like, in Billy Madison, where he's like, they're like, how was 8th grade, Billy? And he's like, great. And he's like, I can't wait till I go to 8th grade. He grabs him. Don't ever say that. Cherish it. And then, like, the little guy who's got just a giant mood head with a smile on it, he's literally like, I'm so excited to be here. When she even die? And I was fucking cracking up. Because you can just tell he's given up on life and he's just so hateful. And you can actually get a moonhead like his and run around wearing it. It's hilarious. And like I said, it's very inspired by like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That dry, sarcastic humor. And the whole thing is like, what if like the worst office corporation bought a galaxy? A star system. What if like Walmart owned a planet and made everybody subject to their bullshit? Like corporate hell is what this game is about, and I think that's funny. Having worked retail, I've worked several retail jobs. I relate to this on a fundamental level. I worked at Walmart, and I fucking hated every second of it. My mom worked at Walmart when it was owned by Sam Walton, the original owner. It was actually a good place to work. People actually loved working at it. And you know, my mom had nothing but positive things to say about Walmart. When I got there, the golden age was all gone. Like, my mom actually met Sam Walton, the guy who made Walmart. It all went to shit after he died. He was a super good man. And, you know, so, like, my mom was like, oh, Walmart, you're working at Walmart. And it was terrible. And it wasn't even the customers. I mean, it could deal with good customers. But I always got high marks with all the customers. Like, my customer service reports were super high. Actually, you know what? Hold on. This has a quality mode and performance mode. Let me switch to quality mode. I'm interested to see what it tweaks. But I always got good customer marks. Yeah, quality mode's 30 FPS. I mean, it's fine. I'm not going to play it in quality mode other than testing it out, really. Now that performance mode's a solid 60, that's what I'm going to play, but test it out just to say that I did. Yeah, see, that difference is massive, but I always got good customer marks, because I was super polite. If you know me, and you see me in real life, I'm incredibly polite. Maybe you haven't got to see my manners, because you see me in a situation where I'm getting loud and rambunctious, but outside, I'm the most polite person you will ever meet. I say, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir, thank you, please, you're welcome, have a great day. Like, you will never catch me being impolite to anyone ever. Outside in the world, I hold doors open for people. I'm like the most polite person. So generally speaking, when I do customer service jobs, I was good at it in that sense because I'm exceedingly polite. So it wasn't the customers that I had a problem with. The employees at Walmart were fucking ass. I worked as a cashier on the graveyard shift. I'm a night person, and I liked it that way. And I worked with a bunch of these other women, and they were such bitches. You know, and I'm not. I've had people be like, "Why would you call women bitches?" I call anyone who's a bitch a bitch. I'll call men bitches. If you're a bitch, you're a bitch. Okay? But these women were bitches. They made my life a living hell, and apparently many other people worked with them, and they also made them a hell. And the reason why these women were on the midnight shift, graveyard shift, is because people couldn't tolerate them on the daytime shift. I joined the nighttime shift because I genuinely am a nighttime person. They would sit there because people fucking hated them. And they would literally sit there, they would be super catty, super passive-aggressive, and bitchy to everybody who wasn't them. And if you weren't in this small clique, they were like fucking mean girls for Walmart, okay? And they would fucking treat me like an asshole, and I had never done anything to them just because I wasn't fucking part of their clique, because I was the new guy. And one of them in particular, her name was Rebecca, she was the fucking worst. Because she, like, some of them were my supervisors, but since she was in good with the supervisors, they were part of their clique, she thought, that she could tell me what to do. And it's like, dude, you're not my supervisor. You just work with me. You don't tell me fucking shit. You know what I mean? And it got, oh my god, got on my nerves. Because she would clap at me. She would like, hey, and tell me to do something. It's like, you can ask me, but it's like, you're not my supervisor. You're not my boss. You're not my manager. Where do you fucking get off thinking you're going to tell me what to do and call to me like a dog? Which I wouldn't even be that way to a dog. I'm like, hey, come here. Hey, you're a good boy. I'm actually polite to dogs, but you get the point. And, you know, and then they would sit there, and they would be super catty, and not do their job because they'd be talking all night. And then I would be expected, well, that sucks, I'm sorry. One time, there was a fucking person, okay, so they would be constantly... Oh yeah, the companion ledger, how you control your companions. Okay, let's... Yeah, she's good with the pistol. So... we would all be expected to do our job. I was a cashier, but mostly I restocked the candy wall and stocked. Because during the third shift, there's not as many customers. Of course not. And I would be busting my ass to do it, and they'd be sitting there talking. Talking. And then I would get in trouble because, like, well, we didn't reach our quota. For candy or whatever. And I would get the blame because they were all a clique, so they would throw me down the fucking river. And it was so frustrating because I'm here working my ass off, trying to do the fucking job I've been assigned to do. That sucks. I can't judge your voice because I never heard your voice, but even if I thought your voice sucked or whatever, I wouldn't tell you. You can't control your voice. That's what I'm saying. I've never heard your voice, so I can't say. But even if I had heard your voice and I thought your voice sounded whatever, I wouldn't make fun of that. You know what I mean? You can't control your fucking voice. But I guess I have more decency. That's what I'm saying. Even if I thought your voice sucked, I wouldn't tell you because you can't control it. And I'm not going to make you feel bad for what you can't control. We have the one voice, that's it. We can't, you know what I mean? Some people have a squeaky voice, some people have a deep voice. You literally can't control it. So making fun of somebody for it is just cruel. So even if I thought your voice sucked... Oh, I'm sorry about that, dude. Even if I thought your voice sucked, I wouldn't say something, because that would be mean. I'm honest to a fault, okay? I'm brutally honest. But the thing about it is, a lot of people confuse being honest for being mean. I will tell people the truth when they need to hear it, but I'm not going to be mean. Does that make sense? Like, if a guy asks me my opinion on something, I'm going to tell you the truth. But I wouldn't tell you something that would just hurt you. That's the thing. I'm honest. I'm brutally honest, but I'm not mean. A lot of people use honesty as an excuse for being a dick. Well, I'm just being honest when they're being hurtful. Like if somebody said, "Hey, Kieran, what do you think about this?" I would tell them the truth. But like if telling somebody something, the only thing it did would hurt them, I wouldn't. There's a difference between being honest when you need to be and being hurtful. And too many people confuse one for the latter and use the guise of honesty as an excuse to be a douche. So and like I said, I've said this before and I'll say it again, I don't make fun of people for things they can't control. You will never catch me making fun of somebody's weight. You will never catch me. Yeah. You would never catch me. You would never catch me making fun of somebody's weight, height, appearance, their stuff, because I make fun of things that are within people's control. Okay? I make fun of somebody for being a dick. Okay? How you look is not something you can control. How you conduct yourself is something you control. So if you've watched my stream, which you've watched my streams for some bit of time now, you'll notice I've never made somebody for being ugly. I've never made fun of somebody for being fat. I've never made fun of somebody for looking weird, because you can't control that. You can't control being ugly. You're born how you're born. And, so you'll hear me say, man, that person's a piece of shit. Man, that person's a douchebag. Man, that guy was a fucking dick. That is their actions. You don't hear me say, well, you're ugly. Well, yeah, that girl's ugly. Because they can't control that. I don't make fun of people for things they can't control. You can't control what you look like. You can't control how you act. Well, I appreciate it. Do you see what I'm saying? And I think that making fun of somebody for something that's out of their control is a low blow. And it would disrespect me to mock somebody else's appearance. The one exception to that is somebody who's like a model. Because if you're being a model, you're literally selling your look. So, like, if somebody's a model and they're ugly, I'm be like, what the fuck? But that's because you're choosing to get into a career where your looks matter. When you're a model, your looks matter. Other than that, though, you won't hear me commenting on somebody's appearance. And it means you don't have a proper conversation. Like, if we're having a debate, me and you were having a debate, and I say, well, you're ugly, that means that I couldn't make my case on merit alone. I had to resort to a low blow. So if I'm having a conversation with somebody, and I've had somebody say, well, you're bald, for whatever fucking reason, like being bald is an insult, but okay, that you're telling me that you can't make the discussion, you can't make a solid argument for your side. So you have to resort to petty name calling like you're 5. So when you see me get into a debate with somebody, Alex, or you, if we're having a discussion, or anybody, or I say, oh, this, and this, you hear me say, well, fuck you, you're an asshole, you're a dick, if I get upset at somebody and they're being a douche, but you don't ever hear me say, well, you're fat, you're ugly, you look weird, or something like that, because they can't control that. I critique how people act. So, and honestly, it's just unprofessional. I'm sorry that the people at Walmart did that to you. I mean, I've been judged for my look. Like I said, I've had people say that I'm stupid because I have thinning hair. Like, they're like, oh, you and your thinning hair. And I'm like, okay, I can't control balding. Well, I understand what it's like to loathe yourself, Dustin. I've dealt with self-loathing my entire life, but you can't let it get to you, man. Like I said, I'm self-conscious about my balding. I've developed a thick skin for it, though, because people always make fun of balding. But I felt really bad about my balding for a long time. And that's why I started shaving my head, because my hair started to thin really bad. When I was really young, I had a beautiful, full head of hair until I was like 21. Like, I kept my hair longer. And then when I was 21, my hair aggressively started to thin. And normally it's not until like you're in your 30s that your hair starts to thin. But for me, it hit really early. And for me, shaving my head was taking ownership. Like, well, I can't control my hair thinning, but I can't own it, and I'm not going to do a comb over or some shit, so I just do the Bruce Willis. And now it doesn't get to me. I used to be really sensitive about it, but at this point, I've had it. But I'm saying people will bring that up in a conversation. Like, oh, you're bald, or, oh, you're a skinhead. Like, yeah, oh, I'm a white guy with a shaved head, so I'm automatically a Nazi. Oh, so clever. I've actually had I had a chick ask me, are you affiliated with the Proud Boys? Like, seriously? Because I'm a white guy with a shaved head. We're just going to automatically assume that I'm racist. I'm like, no, dog. I'm balding, and I wasn't going to do a comb over. It's not that fucking deep. It's not a statement. It's not a political, statement. You're overthinking this. But that's what I'm saying. So I don't, and it just, like I said, so making fun of your voice is just not fair. It's a low blow. It's not something I would ever do. And especially at Walmart, that's just unprofessional. You're going to Walmart, you're a paying customer. So making fun of a paying customer is not just rude, it's bad business. But yeah, I worked at Walmart and I fucking hated it. Every bit of it. I worked at Pizza Hut and I liked making the pizzas. I was really good at making the pizzas. But I hated the people in the bureaucracy. And I worked at several retail jobs before my mental and my leg and my back issues became worse. They got worse over time. My leg and my back weren't as bad as they used to be. I used to hold down a job. And then my leg and my back got worse and worse and worse and worse until I could no longer hold down a job. But until then, I had several jobs. And most of them were in retail. So I am intimately familiar with working retail in the service industry. So this whole game is like people being fucking tired of the corporation and the retail. So this game speaks to me. So I think it's funny. But if you're not into that kind of office humor, where it's like, fuck corporate, fuck the monotony, fuck all the, the slogans and shit, it won't appeal to you or other people. But for me, I think it's hilarious. Like I said, it's like if Walmart and all their bullshit or GameStop bought a planet, the resulting chaos. Oh shit, you got him. Yeah, the AI in this game is actually pretty good. I mean, it's not going to win awards, but it's actually, you don't have to worry about the AI taking care of themselves. They can't die. They'll just, at the worst, they'll fall down. And if you wait till the end of the battle to get back up, you don't have to sit there and micromanage them. And they're not stupid. They actually know how to hold their own in a fight, which is important. Some games, you get into it and the fucking AI is dumb as fucking rocks. And, they won't win any awards for the AI, but it's competent, and I appreciate that. I don't have to worry about them. I don't have to constantly babysit them in battle or worry about them running into a wall endlessly. Right, here's the cave by the river the guy was talking about. And for what it's worth, like I said, this game won't win any awards, but it does have a nice art style. It reminds me of like early 50s sci-fi. Very colorful. Vivid, you know what I mean? And I actually really like it because one of my critiques with a lot of sci-fi, I don't know how this happened, but a lot of sci-fi went for cold and clinical. A lot of white, a lot of sharp symmetrical edges, you know what I'm talking about? And sci-fi is kind of, a shit ton of sci-fi went into that for years, where it's like hard edges, very clean, very sterile. And to me, I find that to be incredibly boring, aesthetically. There's not enough character. You know what I mean? Like, Minority Report. I like the movie, but that's hard edges, big, clean white walls. There's no character. There's no flavor. And a lot of sci-fi follow that, where it's just like thick lines and super clean and sterile. And that's boring to me. I like Dune because it's dirty. Star Wars because it's dirty. It has character, color, grit. And that's what I like about this game. It doesn't go for the standard sci-fi super clean. It's based off of like the 60s, the old adventure novels. You know what I mean? The old, original sci-fi serial radio stuff. The Adventures of da-da-da-da. And it's like retro sci-fi. It's like from like a 60s sci-fi show. Or the old Star Trek is what the aesthetic of this game reminds me of. Super colorful, vivid, over the top. Even when they have high technology, it's still not just clean and sterile. It's got, exaggerated proportions over color. I infinitely prefer this type of sci-fi, or like cyberpunk. Although cyberpunk, you can say it's sci-fi or say it's near future. Depends on how you look at it. Because, you know, I consider cyberpunk to be like a subgenre of sci-fi. Kind of how, like, there are different types of horror, but there's still horror. Cyberpunk is its own thing, but to me it still falls under the umbrella of sci-fi. For some people it doesn't. Oh, somebody booby-trapped this. They didn't want anybody to get in that book. And that's what I'm saying. This whole game was heavily inspired by The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. If you've ever read those or watched the movie, it's very inspired by that. Ooh, sweet lockpick. Food. Oh, hey, a bunch of weapon upgrades. Sweet. Oh, I got the journal. And like I said, people, this game was an unexpected hit. Because it came at a time when there wasn't a lot of good old school RPGs like this. Bethesda hadn't released a game in some time. A lot of companies hadn't released a game like this in some time. So this was just a very good old school RPG where you make a character and really get into the role-playing aspects. And people really wanted that. I might also play Greedfall. One of the slots on my list is either going to be Greedfall or Banishers Ghost of New Eden. Both of those are those old-timey RPGs. I haven't decided which one yet. I guess I'm going to see what people think, what they would rather see me play, because they're both really good. Both of them are third-person action RPGs with a heavy focus on storytelling. Banishers is done by Don't Nod, the guys who did Life is Strange, but it's an actual full RPG with combat and exploration. It's not like Life is Strange where it's a story game, it's just story. It's a full RPG. If anything, it's inspired by the 2018 God of War. And then Greedfall is made by Spiders, who I really like, who just went out of business, and it's an old school, almost like a BioWare RPG back when BioWare made good RPGs. It's almost like Jade Empire, Knights of the Republic-esque. And then I'm also gonna do Witcher 3, so all of a sudden I went from not playing a lot of Western RPGs to playing a lot of Western RPGs. Because either way, if I go Banishers or I go Greedfall, it's still Western RPG, and then this, and then Witcher 3. Oh shit, wrong way. I was chasing the marker. Forgot the places here. So I wonder if it'll let me read the Mbukonu book. Armor management.
Any progress on that matter we discussed? Wonderful. This is fantastic. Well worth all the sacrifices I... Wait. What the fuck is this? Is this French? I can't fucking read French. It's a law-forsaken joke is what it is. French. Ha! I was so high and mighty, preaching to the yokels about following the plan, while fighting it at every turn.
You don't want the book to keep others from reading it, you just wanted it for yourself.
Well, yes. But I assure you, it was not for personal gain, only for the greater good.
The greater good!
I spent my life searching for the keys to unlocking the secrets of the universal equation that underlies the plan. I had hoped this book held some of those answers. I became so desperate, I even got myself assigned to this plague-ridden backwater to find the damn thing. All the time and suffering I've spent. Wasted.
I love it because he's a Scientologist or a scientist. a Scientologist or whatever, but he is cussing and all that, and he doesn't believe in the gibberish. He believes in the fundamental beliefs of Scientology, but not the corporate bullshit at the top. At least you still have your mission work here to give your life a meaningful purpose.
Please. As if my life should have no greater meaning than proselytizing to a bunch of feeble-minded wretches. Nothing could be more excruciating than discussing the true nature of reality with people who have no interest beyond their next Aetherwave program. But that's neither here nor there. What I need to do now is to find a translator, obviously. But to do that, I'll first need to secure transport. You have a ship. Perhaps I could make myself of use to your crew.
What's in it for me?
Free spiritual counseling, someone to watch your back, not to mention a grown-up in the party.
I'm 28.
Exactly. I'm pretty handy with a toss-ball stick, or any blunt instrument, really. I'm also a passable gun hand, if it comes to that. I can usually talk my way out of conflict, though. Oh, I'm fairly competent at hacking computers as well.
Spiritual counseling, are you even a real vicar?
Of course. I'm a vicar who is dedicated to his calling. More dedicated than any other you'll find in this colony. I joined the OSI to help decipher the grand plan. But instead, I ended up the vicar in a prison due to ignorance and politics. Then I came here. Satisfied?
I don't think you're being completely honest with me about the book was a story.
It's the journal of one of the originators of the Philosopher's School of Thought, though it would be more than a century before it was perverted into that belief system. Philosophism's a false religion that stands in contradiction to almost everything we know to be true. They believe all is chaos, in stark contrast to OSI's belief in the plan. But most of that came later. Bakonu had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan.
I did get assigned to prison duty.
Most lay people are not aware of this, but we've not discovered any new insights into the plan for a long, long time. I had an idea that we should welcome the truth, no matter where we found it. I had the worse idea to share my thoughts with a superior. And that's the long and short of it. So, what do you think? Fantastic. Let me
you have two companions at a time.
Edgewater's gonna miss you. Folk here always had good things to say about their vicar.
Thank you, Miss Holcomb. I'll be glad for the change of scenery, and to leave this place behind. I shall see you on the ship, Captain, whenever you're ready to leave Emerald Vale.
Hey, hold up. Nice! Okay. Put 5 points into that, and then... yeah, probably pops more into guns. I can do a perk. I'll probably do the 20% additional sprint speed. There we go. Now we're spreading like we mean it. And not like an asthmatic kid. Now let me stop by the general store and sell some shit that I don't need.
If you're falling sick, I don't want to...
I'm not allowed in here. Not since the vending machine incident.
Holcomb, got my eye on you, girl.
It's funny.
Yeah, huh?
I noticed you mention your dad a lot, but never your mother.
That's on account of how I never met her.
Do the bagels. God never please give me even. God never please give me even.
She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception. So when I was born, I got sent here.
Is that normal?
I don't know about normal. Dad said she worked under some kind of special contract. It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of crazy math, high-level stuff. Better to raise me on his time than hers.
Yeah, they believe your kids you have while you're working for them or their property. God, and then please give me, and then please give me,
You mean about the mission being too clean?
and then please give me. Isn't it supposed to be clean? It's a church.
I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass.
It's an ideal, not what we live in, but what we strive for.
It just comes off cold to me, is all.
Why aren't you allowed in Moreau's store anymore?
There was a kind of a thing with a vending machine when I was 12.
You were a kid, it must have been forever ago.
Sure, but folks got long memories around here. I've always been good with my hands, right? So I saw a lock on the machine and thought, oh, this must be how they refill it. But I had to know. So I did my thing, and next thing I know, there's a couple hundred bottles of O.C.G rolling out the front door and into the road.
I can see how that could upset some people.
Right about then, a bunch of loaders came rolling in the gate, fresh off the Saltuna ships. And Mr. Thompson was up on the porch making a speech about how everyone would have to volunteer a third shift to get it all canned. Anyhow, you ever seen an auto loader run over a bottle of O.C.G? Exploded all over Mr. Thompson. One bottle after another as the loaders went by. I was just shy of working age, so Dad had to pay all the damages. Moreau's still angry at me. I can laugh about it now, but I just about puked up my guts in terror in the moment. That's the one time I ever made Mr. Thompson look a fool.
Miss Holcomb ain't allowed in this establishment. Not since that little incident.
Should be on our best behavior, won't you, Pavarti?
Absolutely. I'll keep my hands in my pockets. I won't touch anything while we're in here, Mr. Moreau. I promise.
Music to my ears.
You still got some more bits now. Let's see, a light machine gun. Standard true armor. Actually, I haven't checked out my armor. Level 3. Okay, so actually...
It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice. Music to my ears.
Okay, so actually, let me get... Standard troop armor. That's 290. And that's 9 armor. That's literally 3 times my armor, so yeah, I'll buy that. And then, what is that? Fuck. That would take most of my money, but that's an extend sight. At a 2-time scope that also extends the weapon's maximum range. Want to do that, or do I want to? You know what? Fuck it. I have plenty of supplies. Now let me throw it back to the ship and put that on my assault rifle. The scope on the sword rifle just works. Here's a workbench. Mods can be removed once they're used. Magazines. Okay, I'm trying to understand why I can't put this on there. Mods, extend the site. It almost looks like those are just magazine mods. Oh, her pistol actually has some modifications to it. That's cool. Huh. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, that's only magazines, so how do I... Is there like a different button? Dude, because if I just spend all that money on that and I can't use it, I'm kind of upset. Okay, I guess it doesn't have a... Oh, that one does. Assault rifle. Light assault rifle, okay. There we go. Repair. Okay, let me break down. See, some of this is clunky. Let me break down that and repair. Okay, that'll do. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Okay. Comes now the power. Actually, I'm curious.
If I'd been able to get out here, I so would have stripped this for parts.
Hold on. Actually, I'm kind of wondering what the trophy situation on this game is, because if this game doesn't have asshole trophies, then I would get the trophies. Let me see. Let me check the trophy list real quickly. You have to do it on. You have to. You have to do the fucking. You have to do the trophy. You have to beat it on the hardest difficulty to get the trophies. I might not go for that then. So I have to do a separate playthrough, and apparently it's really hard, so I might just say fuck it. Well, not every game is going to be for trophies. Okay.
Everyone all right?
Oh shit, there's a bandit camp. Oh, we have a sniper rifle. Nice. Are we taking that? Oh, loot!
Done.
And plus, it gives me a chance to explore the map. Plus, Marauders aren't people. Geothermal power plant discovered.
I always wanted to poke around in here.
Okay, I'm not gonna come here yet. This part of the quest.
Wish I could do that.
Ooh, a plasma rifle. Interesting.
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble. I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along.
What's your problem?
Armed strangers wandering into my camp for one. Some of my camp wandering out for another.
You also run a tight ship.
You want to try standing outside in the heat, keeping your sights open for the next Marauder raid? No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if Marauders got to her.
I'll keep an eye out.
It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly her talent. Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere.
Alright, I'll find her.
Appreciate it. Honest.
I got questions about Zoe.
I'll tell you what I can.
How well do you know her?
Well enough to know we never got on. Zoe and Stefan were close. If anybody knows the workings of her mind, he does. Vex me. If she told anybody, they ain't telling me. I'd check her room, but I got yelled at for snooping once already. Little ways ago. She was always obsessing over her serial dramas. Wanted to see what the fuss was about. Could be.
Dangers aplenty out there. No telling why marauders would steal somebody like Zoe. Got no useful skill as far as I could tell. Marauder gang just moved into the districts a little ways east. Their numbers are growing. Gotta come from somewhere. What is it? Over in the hothouse, tending crop.
Fancy duds. Do the tubes get in your way? You mean Zoe? Yeah, we were pretty close. Not like her to go loping off. Zoe was always obsessed with this serial. Masked Marketeer. A scion of Byzantium turns to banditry and teaches his marauder companions the wisdom of free market economics. Shame she up and vanished when she did. I had a surprise lined up for her. You sound like some type of corporate fixer asking all these questions. The other day I got my hands on a genuine copy of the latest Masked Marketeer. I was gonna surprise Zoe with it, but she was gone the next day. Zoe and I were gonna watch the serials, as is our custom. She never turned up. I looked around, but she was nowhere to be found. Can't say I recall Zoe ever acting strange. Well, except for her habit of writing things down on scraps of paper. She called it journaling, but I think it's just plain odd. Hey, I got time. I'll help if I can. You hungry? We got canid ribs, canid flank, canid snout too. Something I can help you with? Fresh off the limb, and that includes canid meat.
He's got beanies. Yeah, no thanks, I'm not a fucking hipster. Fiverr, Special Magnum. I don't have a whole lot of equipment. Oh wait, actually.
Something I can help you with?
I forgot to put on my new armor. Okay. So she basically threw in with the fucking bandits. Jesus. I try to. Yeah, but I gotta talk to Adelaide.
Oh gosh, it's so pretty.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear?
Actually, Adelaide.
I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned.
Is this your greenhouse?
No, dear. The garden belongs to us all. Life is the gift of the universe, and the universe yields its bounty equally, absent of prejudice.
I'm surprised you managed to grow any out here.
The soil around the Vale went sour years ago, but I found a way to sweeten it back up. The secret recipe is a little bit of elbow grease, a dash of love, and a heaping pile of special fertilizer.
Looks like you made a home for yourself out here.
A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So, like the spores of the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil, we put down new roots. It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once our home for much of our life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will say on the subject.
Read somebody to make peace with you.
Reed Thompson. You here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then?
Reed asks you to consider coming back to town as one to make amends.
Make amends? Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves.
God in heaven, please. Sorry about Steve being a whore. God in heaven, please give me do make sense of deals and doing. God in heaven, please forgive me do make sense of deals and doing. Reed asked me to divert your power to him. He mentioned a geothermal plant.
He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans?
Your camp has a power regulator. I need to repair my ship.
Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do.
What have you got against the town?
You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scraps space.
It is a pretty fucked up place.
You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
Let's say I help you. What happens to Edgewater?
Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives.
God in heaven, please forgive me because of him. Being Reed just trying to spite you.
You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it.
I'll consider it.
I trust you will listen to your conscience.
If you're... Hey. Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
Where? Oh, there's Thomas.
Oh, didn't see you there. I was just occupying myself with a little engineering. Whoa, Miss Parvati. Hey, you're, what, how are you? Hi. Hello.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great.
God
I'm
never
trying to
leaves
keep stuff
giving.
running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
Are you from town? I mean, you don't exactly look like you're from town.
I'm passing through.
Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair.
Maybe you should come clean in. Why are you telling me this?
Well, because I needed to tell somebody. You ain't one of us, and you ain't from Edgewater, so maybe you won't judge me as harshly. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be greatly obliged.
Oh, you mentioned 2 pads. What about the 3rd?
I wish I knew. I wager the town had the full set once upon a time. Where the 3rd's gone, I can't say.
I'll let you know if I find anything.
Would you? I'd be grateful. What's on your mind?
You say you pretend to be an engineer. How have you been getting away with it?
Luck, mostly. Nothing's needed serious repairing yet. Nothing's broken down that we can't just replace with something scavenged from the outskirts. Oh, I can swap out a water filter or charge up a battery and go on pretending I know what I'm doing. But the moment I'm asked to do any real engineering, I'm in trouble.
How long have you lived here?
Couple months. This camp's my home. People you see milling about, they're my family. At least I think of them that way. I owe them my life. Would have died in the wilderness if they hadn't chanced upon me, starving and delirious.
What were you doing in the wilderness?
We all left the cannery for one reason or another. Me? I was let go, mostly on account of my incompetence. I mean, I was incompetent. I couldn't even survive on my own. Grace found me, Adelaide took me in, I've been on my feet ever since.
You weren't incompetent. You just didn't fit the cannery. Not like here. This place had a U-shaped hole, and now it doesn't.
You could stay, you know. Here. I'd be happy to... I mean, we could really use... this isn't coming out right. If you want, Adelaide would make a place for you.
Yeah, huh?
I don't seem very fond of you.
He's just interested in fixing stuff. He always used to follow me
Yeah.
around, asking me to explain what I was doing. Like a puppy, kinda.
I've not lately seen him with a bigger, more obvious crush.
I'm just glad he's alive. That he's okay. I mean, when Mr. Thompson said he was fired, we all expected the worst. If he wants to learn about engineering, we should help him get those data pads he wants. I'd like to do that for him.
Oh. Oh, apparently there was mines. So you just blocked the back door of the town. Thanks for telling me about that, guys. Fucking assholes. And we gotta go to the bandit camp.
Okay, keep him quiet.
Oh, shot his head clean off. Oh, fuck. Oh!
Got him off! Nice. I don't know anybody who ever came out this far.
So, you crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways.
So your people are looking for you.
What, you mean Adelaide's little congregation of nature-loving nobodies? I could not possibly be less interested in them. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen.
I need to clarify something for me.
I'm great at clarifying.
Are you a prisoner here?
No. I insinuated myself into their company, see? And they didn't seem to mind one whit.
I'm impressed how'd you pull it off.
I may have bartered them a few boxes of Adrena time, but I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it.
How are you even alive?
I don't know. The vital processes that constitute the miracle of life are mysterious and unknowable. Oh, you mean around these guys? The Marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically their queen. Yeah, must be my natural charisma.
What up? Alright. Love you. Alright. Okay.
I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick with plague and stealing some medicine to treat myself. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with them, seeing as I always wanted to be an outlaw myself. Instead, what do I find? But a bunch of former workers camped out around a greenhouse. I couldn't just go back to the cannery, so I was stuck with them. I've got all the time in Halcyon.
I'm sent to find you.
Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong.
Persuade. You should go back to camp. People are worried.
I doubt that. Nobody in that camp really cared about me.
What about Stefan? You two are friends. Stefan's planning to surprise you in an episode of your favorite serial.
Wait, you're telling me he's got a copy of The Masked Marketeer? Why didn't you say so? I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is going to be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to.
Fucking mines, man. I accidentally hit her.
Yeah. Huh?